On Friday, March 13th, just over 60 days ago, the schools were closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. As our school district implemented its extended closure plan, 3 goals were made clear. 1, to maintain continuity of education. 2, feed kids. And 3, take care of our employees and their health and paychecks. Today marks the last day of the extended school closure. Due to the resilient and adaptive qualities of our faculty and staff and our students, families, and community, we have achieved these goals. I speak to you this evening about where we've been, where we are, and where we may be going. Over the period of the past 2 months, our teachers made the best use of e-learning, with all students having Chromebooks, to continue education using the best means available to us. It has not been perfect, but it has been stronger than many expected. We have shared many examples on our social media of how innovative our teachers have been. We maintain near continuous communication with our parents and community by the use of our website, phone calls, Skyward system, and a Facebook page. Much has been learned. What has been learned will be made to improve support to students and parents in the months ahead. Throughout these present difficulties, I made the commitment to our teachers that they would be supported in their efforts to change, innovate, and do their best to adapt their instruction. That commitment has been kept. Our teachers have performed magnificently in spite of all obstacles. One thing we have all come to realize: we appreciate our schools and teachers, perhaps more than ever. Our support staff have also risen to the task. On March 18th, just 5 days after the closure of the schools, our bus drivers, food service workers, aides, custodians, community volunteers, and churches joined together to begin delivering food to students and families. We adapted our transportation system to deliver food not only to our cities and towns, but to all homes with children across the county. This remarkable effort has made real our commitment to feed kids. As of today, just over 235,000 meals have been provided. This has also eased the burden upon many families who have struggled under the weight of the economic impact of the past 2 months. We will maintain our food distribution program over the summer to further support kids and families. Another shining example that demonstrates the resilient, adaptive, and caring nature of our community is shown in the mass creation of cloth face coverings made available to our county health department. On April 10th, our school district called upon the community for volunteers to make these face coverings for the people of our county using materials generously donated by a local business, TLS by Design. Within 48 hours, 100 volunteers answered that call. Our family and consumer science teachers organized and guided this effort, resulting in 3,000 masks being donated to our county health department, who is now making them available to all who want one. This effort continues, and we expect 6,000 will be made over the next several weeks. We have all felt the loss of the familiar rhythms and celebrations of the end of a school year. Perhaps none has felt this jolt quite like our seniors in the class of 2020. Their mature and steady response to this reality has been an example to all. It is a justifiable point of pride that we have not given up on the honors and moments of celebration afforded to them. On May 9th, we adapted together and held our drive-in Honors Day. We will do so again on June 6th at the commencement of the class of 2020. Yard signs now mark the lawns of every senior home honoring their achievements. $10,000 have been donated by our community to ensure that seniors will have the best send-off we can provide. This is in addition to the $13,000 in corporate and service club donations that will make our commencement possible. These are just a few examples of how our community has united in the face of this unprecedented pandemic. We have arrived at the end of the school year. We began together. We have finished together. All have overcome many challenges. For that, we can be grateful. We must now turn our attention to what lies ahead for the 2020-2021 school year. Our three-year effort to consolidate the school district will be complete with the coming school year. We are on schedule and on budget. Over the previous 3 years, our school district has made necessary changes to become more efficient, improve wages, preserve key educational programs, and achieve fiscal security for the future. The 2020-2021 school year is the culmination of this effort. We are fortunate that we have completed this task in time. Our state's school districts, city and county governments are likely to face severe revenue losses due to the closure of the economy. Even as businesses across the state reopen, there will be an inevitable lag before budgets recover. Over the course of the previous year, I have said that we would provide the final consolidation plan by May, so all would know what to expect in the following school year. That has been achieved. It is now on our website for all to view. However, it begs the question, what will the schools look like given the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic? We all know the elephant is in the room. We must acknowledge it and begin thinking ahead. The discussion of what schools will look like this fall has already begun around the nation. We have been informed that Indiana is unlikely to provide clear guidance on the reopening of the schools until July. Anyone with an internet search engine can see what other states are contemplating. Ohio, Maryland, Florida, Montana, and others have communicated initial concepts for what schools may look like. Indiana's colleges and universities are already announcing reopening concepts. All of these concepts appear to include social distancing. All raise more questions than present situation permits answers. Many describe reopening in phases or having reduced number of students on campus at any given time. The Ohio Department of Education draft, reported by the media just 4 days ago, outlined suggestions for local school boards to consider, like reducing classroom sizes by scheduling different groups of students to come to school buildings on only certain days. Several other state plans describe similar contingencies. These various draft plans for reopening schools, now being communicated by neighboring states and our own university system, demonstrate that the rapid, adaptable, scalable, and sustainable mix of solutions at the local, state, and national level will have to continue at the current pace. There will be no time to pause or take an ease. Much has been learned in a short time. What has been learned must be made to apply to the next problem. We must prepare over the next 90 days to adapt quickly to any contingency and use all we have learned between March and May. We got ahead of things prior to the school's closures. We must now get ahead of the reopening. A few concrete steps should be taken now. 1, I have formed a school reopening advisory, organized on the broadest possible basis, consisting of parents, teachers, administrators, health officials, support staff, and community groups who serve youth. Their task is to aid in the development of sensible and safe options for the reopening of the schools. Whatever options are formulated, our involvement and communication with parents and students, already demonstrated through this pandemic, will be maintained. 2, J-Schools requires a more robust e-learning design and professional development model in anticipation of ongoing and future COVID-19 impacts. I recommend that we expand the duties of our current district technology coach with responsibility for assisting in the identification, selection, development, refinement, and implementation of technology resources and e-learning systems to support student learning at all levels. This will be a 260-day, year-long contract with a core function to support teachers and families with e-learning and provide improved e-learning design. In spite of any guidance provided by the state of Indiana, we need to acknowledge that some families may choose not to send their children back to school, regardless of an array of yet unknown opening scenarios. J-Schools will prepare a remote learning option to support these families. Anyone with social media can scroll through and see how divided much of the public currently is on masks, social distancing, and the reopening of the economy. There are also some students and staff with pre-existing health issues that may require a remote learning option. Our goal is to provide families with choices that best meet their needs. 3, given the uncertainty of the future and the fact that we are unlikely to get clear guidance from the state until it's too late to react, we should give consideration to changing our local calendar to starting school after Labor Day. This will give us more time to evaluate our environment and prepare for reopening. The phased reopening of our economy will permit us a period of time over the summer to see how the private sector manages reopening and to monitor COVID-19 impacts on our county. Starting after Labor Day buys us precious time to prepare. We are all focused on student and staff safety, but safety is viewed through the nexus of our ability to mitigate risk while maintaining continuity of education and essential services. Ambiguity in our current environment is playing out now across all homes, all levels of government, and economic sectors in real time with little opportunity to plan. However long and hard the road ahead may be, we have unshakable confidence in the strength, spirit, grit, and good sense of the people of Jay County. Our focus will remain fixed on our kids. We will think differently, manage risk, prepare and adapt, and kids will win. Good people will make this happen.